Hi, Kenyans. First of all, we all need to thank God because our president did not pass that bill, the Finance Bill 2024. Our members of parliament, despite all the cries of Kenyans against the bill, they passed it. And it was going to be very easy for the president to put his sign there. And there's nothing he'll have done. And maybe, most probably, by now, very many people will have lost their lives. But thank God the president did not sign that bill. Yes, I know the first speech from our president was a bit harsh. And the second speech was a speech from someone who is sober and who is ready to talk. And I don't see the reason of why we are against the dialogue. Now, we all know what happened on Tuesday, but let's leave even Tuesday aside. On Thursday, I know on Thursday there was two groups of Gen Zs. Those ones who said because the president does not sign the bill, and their main aim was for him not to sign the bill, let's give him time so that we may dialogue. Others say it is now, Mr. President must go. But I want you to imagine or just recall what happened on Thursday. Those Gen Zs were in town, in Nairobi town to be specific, and even in some of the cities around this country. You know what happened? The thugs and evil people who has ill motives of our country came in, and they were stealing from business people. They were stealing from common mwananchi. It was havoc. And I believe that they're still, maybe they're planning the same. Because those were not Gen Zs. We know Gen Zs, they were pro-peace. And their goal was for that bill not to pass, and did not pass. I've seen severally our president making speeches. In his eyes, you can see he's trying to ask for dialogue. He's asking, how is he going to pay all these debts that was accumulated also by the previous governments? You know, as a country, it is very hard for us to do it without debts. But he's asking, how are we going to solve it? And he needs the dialogue. If you don't sit down and at least sit down and say what you want, so that by chance, if he goes astray, you can come back and say, this is what you told us. But if you trash him and another person comes in, he'll just be postponing the problem, not necessarily solving the problem. So I'm calling upon everyone, every Kenyan of sober mind, every Kenyan who love this country. Let's pray for our country. Let's come and talk. Those ones who can be able to access the president, those ones who are stakeholders. I'm not calling for the MPs who are greedy, who are misadvising the president. I'm just calling for Kenyans who have this country, who have the interests of this country at heart. I've seen very many people trashing the dialogue, but there's no way this country is moving ahead without dialogue. Even if someone need to come in today, it will be the same. Maybe you'll come and say, you see, I was, if you check in my previous videos, I talked about rejecting the 2024 finance bill on a lighter note. And I gave my reasons because everyone was speaking and giving their own reasons. But violence was not among the deal. It is said some people have lost their lives, not even in the hands of the policemen, in the hands of thugs. Some people have lost their businesses. Some have lost their valuables. Like on Thursday, I saw news guy and even Boniface Mwangi telling people, go home, because they realized that on the ground, people on the ground were not even Gen Zs. They were just total thieves. They were Gen Zs, but the Gen Zs were being mugged by these people. And who knows, maybe they could have been paid. You know, it is said that when you threaten someone, that you are going to see an enemy of that person might just come and do something evil against that person and will be blamed. And this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing another hand in this thing, which is an evil hand. So I know Gen Zs have people with sharp mind. But don't you allow to lose your focus. If the deal was to throw away the finance bill, the president wants to talk. Give him that time, that chance. Because look at the bigger picture of this country. How many people do you want to lose their lives for us to sit down and talk? It is very hard in African countries for the president to do whatever William Ruto did. He has all the machineries. He will have just signed that thing. But at least he did not sign. If God can forgive, who are we not to forgive? I know you'll come for me, but I'm just speaking at my sober mind. If you go to my previous video when I was talking about the reject the bill, I was also very sober. But again, the president is asking, how is he going to pay all these debts? You need to sit down and advise him how he's going to go about it without interfering with your lives. Where is he going to get the balance? At least he had proposed about gapping tackling the wastage and cutting off some things. So remember, every time there are riots, some people are into business, they don't sell anything. So if it is the wife who is in that business and the husband, they'll go home empty-handed because they have not sold anything. In these big cities, people have not been making money, especially business people. Why? Because when there is riot, all the shops, all the businesses, they literally close. We've realized that citizens have power. You've seen what people can do when they reach their limits. Everybody has their limits. And what has happened to Kenya, it has never happened. And no one knew it was going to come to that extent. And at least our politicians know what Kenyans can do. They know everyone has their limits. So, they're the ones with the power of advising even the president. They're the ones who had the power to reject that bill. It is said some of them took the bribe, but they forgot that they are working for Kenyans. Kenyans elected them to present them. So as you blame the president, also members of parliament do voted yes. But now that one aside, we need to build our country. We are all here in this country, our beloved country. Let's accept dialogue. And if you are shortchanged, then you can say, this is what you said, this is what you said, and now you proved to be a liar. Everyone will justify you. But right now, if we just go destroying things, tax comes in, some people come in and they do some things, it won't go well for our country. I sympathize and I empathize with those ones who lost their beloved ones, those ones who are still wounded in the hospitals. May God see them through. May God heal them. May God even heal their families. Otherwise, think about this soberly. And I believe God is going to bless Kenya. I believe Kenya is a blessed country and we are going far. Our economy is blessed. Thank you for